All right, we're in game number 3.
Next FreeSaGA.
Next FreeSaGA. Down here,
Artosis.
Artosis.
Danielson fighting.
All these guys showed up to root on for Artosis. But can he win this game? Now, note, they're in very close proximity. And Noodles, it was a Noodles advertisement. Ramen, one of Artosis' favorite foods. Already a good sign. Is he going to turn the Overlord away, or is he going to send it in there? It's really a stylistic thing. Sometimes when you get a peek, you'll just turn around.
The Protoss player has seen the Overlord, so while Artosis knows where the Protoss is, so does the Protoss player know about Artosis.
Yeah. Metalopolis, this is the map Artosis was most confident on. Next FreeSaGA has really shown us that he enjoys kind of polarized builds.
Yes.
He's going to go for 3 Robo to get Colossus. He's going to get double Stargate. And I'm curious to see if he's going to get that here.
And that double Stargate proved to be very, very useful for him.
BJ's countering check. Sorry, go ahead.
Countering the fast Mutalisk from Artosis last game, but as you were saying before, the Infestors came out just when they needed to get that key fungal growth. That fungal growth hit 4 out of 5 Phoenixes.
Yeah.
That was huge.
I mean, had there been more Phoenixes, that would have changed everything. And then, of course, the fact that he managed to stock up enough Lings and Ultralisks to drive him out. You know, next FreeSaGA seems to suffer from a problem a lot of StarCraft players have, which is an inability to be entirely sure when you're supposed to attack. You know?
A lot of players have that issue right now in StarCraft 2 because the game's not figured out, so
Yeah.
no one really knows when you're supposed to attack.
As you can see here, the hatchery now set up. Protoss going for the Cybernetics core, the hallway technique.
This is an early hatchery coming out for Artosis. I think that was on
Only
15
50 there.
supply.
Yeah, he was confident. I mean, the probe didn't block it.
But it did scout it, so we might see some early aggression from the Protoss to counter this.
And we won't really know what the Protoss is planning on doing until the Cybernetics core finishes. My bet is, you know, a lot of warp gates and stuff. So
It's happening
Artosis,
right now.
it's going to happen. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
We got warp gate and
Warp gate on the way.
Stalker coming out. So no sentry right now.
Stalker's pretty good early on because chase out Overlords and stuff like that. Still not die to a few Zerglings. Double gas right now. And Artosis just getting everything in position so that he can spot for this expansion. He has 1 Ling here, low HP, another Ling here, the Xel'Naga Watchtower. And everything's all set up where he wants to be. We have the second gateway up here.
Yep.
See, it's right there. And he's going to go for the Forge. Okay, so he's going to try to sneak an expansion up. This is kind of similar to our previous game.
Which, as you recall, went very well in the opening for FreeSaGA.
That was a cliffhanger moment there. And he's actually just going to rush and apply pressure here early. It's an interesting strategy here. Artosis pulls drones out.
Driving her way.
Now remember, Queens are slow off creep.
Queens are slow off creep, and the Protoss player can regain the shields if he can get the units out without taking too much health damage, but the Zealot goes down, leaving only a Stalker left to fight against these Lings. This might not be good for this Stalker. However, Stalkers are very, very fast.
They're very fast. He's got his Nikes on. He's going to actually manage to get all the way back home.
And warp gate is done.
So he's going to get the cannon up here, try to slip out an Expo. Now Artosis has got everything in position here. So he knows what's up. He knows the build now. Now's the question, how does he react? Note, Zerg can expand very easily here to get the 3rd base, so he doesn't have that same burden.
Or if he wants to be aggressive, he can actually move to the gold and still has the same choke point to defend.
Yeah,
so
that's very true as well. Easy to get creep tumors right up there. 3 spine crawlers for defense.
We have a Spire coming out again for Artosis.
So he's going to go for a similar build. He's confident about this. And this time around, I mean, I don't see the Stargates yet, Protoss is once again going for a timing attack here, it looks like. Or at least he's trying to just bully Artosis into being in not so much of a map-dominant position. He's got an Overseer now. Is he going to drop a Changeling or anything like that?
Take a little bit of damage, but he's done what he needed to. Oh, the Twilight Council goes down, and Artosis does see that it was going down. Whether or not he clicked on it is questionable, but with that, he might be able to react.
That's true. If we take a look at his vision, yeah, he did, in fact, see that. So if he's paying attention...
Oh, he actually sees it with the Overlord above the Protoss base.
Oh, my God.
So
take a look at that.
He'll be able to see that
so
as soon as it finishes. Exactly what upgrades are being done.
He goops the Forge, so that's going to delay the +1 attack upgrade. Meanwhile, the Spire's coming out. Now, note, do we have cannons here? We don't have any cannons up yet, which means these Mutalisks can do a ton of damage.
Even at the worst case, there's that scouting pylon behind that the smoke in the Protoss's base.
Yeah.
If you can't do any damage to the main, you might as well do some harassment damage.
Yeah, you can take
out
this
small
out.
things like that.
Yeah, something's always better than nothing, unless that something is your opponent's Banelings. But generally speaking, yeah, something's always better than nothing. If you can do any damage at all.
And it doesn't necessarily need to be damage in the game. When you're dealing with a high money game like this, high stress, any little bit of poke that can put your opponent off guard outside of the game is also very beneficial inside the game.
Taking a look at APM here. Both these guys, pretty average APM players. StarCraft 2.
No serious battles have happened, so you're not going to see any spikes at the moment.
Mutas are out.
And the upgrade's going up again.
So he's going to go for +2. Remember, that's going to make those Stalkers much stronger at hitting those Mutalisks.
Although,
Artosis is getting
Blink
a +1
is going to be an issue against these Mutalisks if Artosis does not know what's going to be happening. That is a lot of Stalkers against those Mutas. There's another gate going up in the natural of FreeSaGA.
Here it is now.
Looks like he's sticking 2 Stalkers, and Blink Stalkers at that. But Artosis is putting up a third base, the second expansion in the lower right, as you were talking about before. Hopefully he can get the economy lead to be able to move into the late game.
Blink is just finished, and if he can get over here in time, he can take out a few probes. Remember, Mutalisk kill probes so fast. But no, the cannon finish just in time. Actually, good decision by Artosis to back up. Nice, takes out the sentry.
Blinking in. They're going to take out at least 1 Mutalisk. All the other ones get out without taking any hits, so they should be fine for later fights. However, Artosis knows the blink is done and is probably going to be a bit more defensive now that he would have to be afraid of those the Stalkers blinking right underneath.
Oh, yeah. Hidden pylon over here. Could see some aggression here in a minute. More gateways coming up here in a Dark Shrine. So I've seen this style before. Oftentimes people go for Stalkers to shoot down the Overseer, so you can blink right under it, and then you just use Dark Templars to clean up the rest.
And that probe that was building that hidden pylon just scouted the expansion of Artosis. So with those Dark Templars coming in, if Artosis does not have an Overseer nearby, he might be in trouble. But we do have some time for that.
All right, he's going to be getting DTs pretty soon here. I've seen the strategy. It's very deadly. Mutalisks engaging these Stalkers.
3 DTs, 4 now.
All these DTs.
Oh, 5, excuse me. One was hidden inside the other one. They're moving out. 3 are going to the main, 2 are going to this second expansion. Does he have
detection? Does he have detection?
There's no detection anywhere nearby the second expansion. Does he have anything in his main?
There's no
There's not even Overseer on the map. Does he have any warping in? Oh, this is not good.
Oh, this is bad. He's going to be able to take on everything. He's going to go for the Spire.
He's morphing an Overseer in his natural expansion, but he's going to lose a lot before anything
He's already lost the hatchery.
Oh, there goes there goes the he lost the second expansion, but he did take out a lot of the Dark Templars in his main. So that might have been beneficial for the Protoss, but it was a lot of damage too. It was very costly. Yeah,
that's a lot of DTs he spent money on, but Zerg needs this expansion. I mean, eventually Zerg is going to go in for an even stronger attack. And +3 is actually, he's charging the Nexus, but he's not, not the Nexus, excuse me, the Forge, but he's not using it. Meanwhile, Protoss expands again. Things are not looking good for Artosis right now. His economy's suffering. He does have this. He does seem to play this passive style where he just uses Mutalisk to keep his opponent at home, and then he suddenly explodes with Lings and Ultralisks. Similar to StarCraft 1 style, actually.
But the issue is with the Dark Templar, you're not really keeping them at home. They like to go out at night.
Look at that badass. Look at that. So cool. All right, Hatchery's going to finish here. Artosis probably does not want to. Well, obviously. Oh, hold that thought.
Blinked in to try to take out some of these Mutalisks. Is Blink going to recharge again so he can get right underneath them? No, he's going to back off and defend his base. That Dark Templar at the Xel'Naga Tower did go down.
Very passive game for the time being. Artosis is going to have to move those drones over there.
The
He's got
player is
Banelings.
transferring.
That's
Banelings
very
coming
smart.
out. Very good against the Stalkers if he can get him in.
Oh, take a look at this. He's burrowing them like spider mines.
Now, can they detect the Dark Templars like Spider Mines in StarCraft 1?
No, but you can manually detonate them.
Okay, so even if you see the Dark Templar going over with that little hazy field,
Yeah, you can detonate them and kill them.
very good strategy.
that's what he's
going
gonna try to do here.
For this.
And this Dark Templar will be spotted here. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, Blink
into
inside
the
the main.
Lings and Mutalisk fighting against this, but there's a large number of Stalkers. They're doing a lot of damage.
DT's
Blinking
still
back to
killing
hurt
stuff.
ones.
And
DT's doing damage.
oh! Not enough damage to those Stalkers. The Stalkers blink out of there. And then
Blink
back
out
in.
and back in.
Damn, Blink is so good.
Artosis is scrambling to get enough Links to do any damage to these Stalkers, but with Blink, you can just blink out the ones that lose their shields and still shoot. Taking out those Lings, taking out those Mutalisks. The Banelings are all gone, so that trap that he set is no longer there. There's a lot of Spine Crawlers, but not in the right position. He's moving in his force, losing a lot here.
It's pretty brutal here. There's really not a whole lot Artosis can do to deal with this situation. Simply put, going Muta, Ling. And now you can see he's going to move down here. The Banelings have already been unburrowed. He's going to, I think, go to the expansion. Meanwhile, Protoss already has it up and running expansion, looking pretty healthy. More and more Stalkers being warped in. And he opts to not engage that area. Too many Spine Crawlers. More Ling Muta here from Artosis.
That's all he can really produce right now. He doesn't have any production buildings for anything
No,
else.
there's been a changeling here this whole time. And now he's going to try to take out this expansion. I don't think Artosis can stop this. I think Artosis might end up losing this game right now. Artosis decides to fly into his opponent's main. Actually,
Going for an all-in, try to get a base trade.
and he's countering with the Lings up this way. Very interesting, actually.
That's still a lot of a force at the Protoss' ramp, though. It's going to be hard to get those Lings in. Those force fields going down, preventing the Lings from doing any damage to the main.
He can go for this Nexus over here.
He can, but the Stalkers can blink in if they need to. However, they're choosing to go after the Mutalisks.
Mutalisks fly back.
That was actually a really nice diversion from Artosis. He prevented the main army from FreeSaGA from doing any damage to his main, which might have ended the game right there. He just needs to make sure he can do enough damage here and build up the force to be able to defend against the counterattack.
Unfortunately, this base is almost mined out as well as the gas here. And there's just so many Stalkers, I mean, there's not a whole lot he can actually do.
Yeah, if you take a look at the army size, next FreeSaGA is on 151 supply compared to Artosis' 106.
Wow.
With Artosis having quite a few really strong units with Blink. Blink makes them so good even against Lings.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not even if you get cornered, you're not going to necessarily lose those units. You just micro backwards.
He's positioning at the doorstep of Artosis, taking out some of the creep tumors to make it so those Lings cannot run up quickly enough.
This should be it. I think Artosis is about to lose.
That is a lot of Stalkers.
That's just too many Stalkers.
43 Stalkers, 42, but still they're doing so much damage to those Mutalisks. There's nothing left to defend this natural expansion, which is the only real one mining right now for Artosis.
Even with 20 mutas, you can't stop that many Stalkers. Expect GG any second right now. This game is done. He sent some more Lings over here, but Blink is still so strong. And what? We had 20 mutas a little bit ago. Now we have 3, 2, and almost 1. GG.
from Artosis. Our third foreigner has been eliminated from the tournament in the round of 64, but he showed some great games, especially that second one.
Those are very exciting games, man. That's too bad, though. My nerd got beat. I love that nerd.
He'll be around for the next tournament.
That's right. And I'll be too. Very exciting games. You can see his opponent very pleased. Artosis. Life goes on. Yep. At least you get to catch with Tasteless in the round of 32. By the way, it was a pleasure commentating with you.
It's been a pleasure commentating.
You're very good for someone who has no broadcasting experience. You're very articulate.
Thank you. So you're like a Warcraft 3 hero where you have a +5 aura of commentating.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And you are you give me a +2 charisma, so thank you very much. Don't leave your seat just yet. We are going to cut to a commercial momentarily. I got to say, Game 2 is pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like Artosis struggles in the early mid-game, so it's like, you know.
He had a good build in Game 2, but moving into Game 3, he did the exact same thing while the Protoss adapted and got those Blink Stalkers out, which completely shut down the Mutalisk harass.
Yeah.
He didn't change where he was going from there and just stuck with it, and unfortunately was not able to secure that third expansion, which he needed.
Yeah.
Just took too much damage.
And, you know, the Muta style was interesting, but it seemed like there was never a moment where the Protoss player was kind of caught off guard and couldn't stop it. So, I mean, you know, that's all she wrote. Guys, we got one more best of 3 coming up here, and that is going to be, make sure I say it correctly. That's actually our match.
It's going to be Estrella Wera versus Hope Torture.
Hope Torture, I don't know about that ID.
Hope Torture as a Terran player.
Well, guys, what else can I say? Thank you to our sponsors. We're waiting for the Korean commentators to wrap it up, and then we'll pan out. I know I've been saying we go to commercial breaks. Apparently, you guys don't get commercials. I didn't know that. So, just if you need to get another beer or another, you know, bucket of popcorn or whatever,
some caffeine to stay awake. Because it is very, very early in the Western world. Yeah,
that's true. Do that because we got a very exciting game coming up here. Torch. Thank you so much for commentating. Thank you for everything you've done for the event. And I'll be back soon with Artosis. So see you guys soon.